And he's with us here on Mad Dog Unleashed. Hayden, good afternoon. How are you today, pal? What do you have for me?
I'm doing well, dog. I didn't realize I moved over the weekend. But as far as it was just a good game, not a great game. You're right. Just a good game. Not great. There wasn't epic to me. And a couple of things. Why Krzyzewski allowed that kid Carter to pick up his third foul in the first half, I'll never understand.
Yeah, that was a good point. I thought of the same thing. Yeah, I didn't understand that either.
Because it killed him. Because once the kid came alive in the second half.
He's a freshman. He's a freshman in that spot. You could have gotten through that half with the lead without him. It made him tentative. I will ask Mike that. Now, listen, he's going to tell you that sometimes you got to trust your players, but I thought of the same. I should have brought that up. Good point on your part. I felt the same way. I said, geez, Mike, get him out of the game. He's got 2 fouls. I don't want his third there, and he picked up his third foul at the end of the half. That's a good point. Next, go ahead.
And he's going to rue over the offseason, especially in the last 2 minutes, not getting Bagley the ball. Bagley only gets, I think, with 9 or 10 shots during the game. I know a lot of it was based on the Kansas defense, forcing the ball out of his hands, forcing him high up into the up by the free throw line, where he's uncomfortable. But still, when he had the ball down in the paint area, he was absolutely dominant, and he needs to get more than 10 shots. And I would think you can make if you
nine shots, but I get the idea.
Shots.
Yep.
And if you want, and even the last shot of the game, dog, who's going to draw a foul better? Bagley or Allen? And you're going to say, well, Allen is a senior. He earns that shot. I don't know. I'm sorry. It's Krzyzewski who said in the interview last week his only job is to win games in this tournament. Bagley's got to get the ball there. I'm sorry.
Well, don't forget he did. Grayson Allen did make 4 free throws there late, so you got to keep that in mind too. But Bagley's got to get some touches in that spot. I'm not going to argue with you there. 9 shots is absurd. One time he did pass the ball out when he got it in the middle of the lane on a run. But I generally agree with your point. Next, go ahead. Let me hear. What else?
And I couldn't disagree with Eric anymore on Long Island. If we get a Villanova-Michigan final, that could be a great game. I don't understand what's wrong with college basketball the way it is. So it's either if you're not watching these 5 stars, it's a crap sport. Is that essentially what it is? Because
I don't like the Villanova Michigan game because I don't think Michigan has any chance to win.
Why not? Hold on. Michigan just won the Big Ten title. They went through Purdue, a healthy Purdue, and a healthy Michigan State team. If you don't think they can beat Villanova, you're delusional.
Yeah, but Michigan State, how good is Michigan State? They got beat by Syracuse, and Ohio State got lost to Gonzaga, who lost in the next round. And I know Purdue was compromised, but it wasn't like Purdue was phenomenal in this tournament either. So, I mean, the Big Ten is not that big a deal. And Michigan, they got lucky to beat Houston. They did not play well against Montana, and they weren't great the other night. Now, they played great against A&M, but A&M was compromised with travel. What has Michigan done that I'm supposed to go gaga about in this tournament? Let me hear.
What have they done? First off, you're right. They got a miracle against Houston. That was probably the worst game I thought they played in the tournament. But their style of play, by the way, and they shut the lights out on Friday night.
I agree with you. Against A&M, they didn't play well Saturday. They didn't play well Saturday against. That wasn't a big performance against Florida State.
So the first half of that game. I'm sorry. The game on Thursday. Who did they beat Thursday night?
They beat A&M. Texas A&M.
They beat A&M. They shot the lights out.
We're giving you that. We're giving you that one. All right, fine. They had a great game against A&M, a team that played in Charlotte the previous Sunday, but they did not play well Saturday night. They did not play well in an opening game, although again, it's Montana, and they shouldn't have beaten you. The kid missed the 2 free throws in the Houston game, would have lost. They were down. They were down 4 seconds, and the kid missed both free throws. My goodness. I mean, my God. So let's take it easy on Michigan. I'll tell you right now, I've said it before. Now, I think Michigan's going to beat Loyola. If they don't, that's your best chance in the final. Because Loyola will have a lot of juice. They have a lot of karma. The whole world would root for them. The building would root for them. That will be a road game for Villanova. And Villanova will be in uncharted waters. Because Villanova is always the feel-good story kind of team. Archie and Franco making a jump shot, beating Georgetown, little old Villanova, a little school in the main line. Villanova is always, they love to play that role. I know. I got a lot of Villanova people in my family. They love to play that role. Villanova this, Villanova that. They don't like to consider themselves a big school. They want to, they do it the right way, and they recruit no one and dones and all that nonsense. Villanova is going to be a huge favorite against Loyola. They'd be a double-digit favorite in that game, and that is unprecedented territory for that team. And they'd be a little tight in that game. That's your best chance. Against Michigan, they're playing a Power 5, Big Ten. Michigan's playing a championship game in the past. They'd be fine. Loyola's the team that will be a pain in the ass against. Loyola will have nothing to lose. What will Loyola? They're going to that game with absolutely nothing to lose. Beeline's played the championship game before and lost. He don't want to lose another one. It's Michigan. Michigan. That's a huge school. It's a big-time job. Michigan's top 8, 9 jobs in the country, college basketball. Not top 5, top 8, 9. No doubt about it. Nobody, Loyola or Chicago ain't. That's your storyline. That's what that. And I tell you, McManus must be annoyed. I'll never do Russo again. Got a ton of publicity off this interview the other day. But if you ask Sean now, I know I won't get him for 6 months. But if you ask Sean now what game he wants on Friday night or Monday night, and I remember it's a TBS game, he wants Loyola and Villanova. The heavyweight big Villanova. You don't want Kansas. That's Manhattan. That's Lawrence, Kansas. Tiny city. He wants Loyola, Chicago, upstart, that sister Jean, and he wants Villanova. That's what he wants. You can write that down. Here's Scott in Tampa. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Scotty, good afternoon. How are you today?
I'm doing well, Doggy. Quick question before I get to my 3 quick points. Wednesday, you're doing the high heat with Mikey on the over-unders. Is he with you for the whole show or just over-unders?
A whole show.
Whole show. Okay, great. My quick points. First on your little monologue at 5 o'clock. Amen about the voting, Chris. And if you think voting's bad in a presidential election, look at that age demographic in a midterm election when actually the voting matters more because you're voting for your local politicians who have a lot more say in your life than a presidential election.
That's a good point.
So,
the president's got other things. He don't worry about the little town in, he doesn't worry about Ocala, Florida. He's got big picture stuff. 100%. Go ahead. Next.
And then the other thing on Stormy Daniels before the college basketball, amen again, Chris. Are we surprised that a politician has had an affair, shock of all shocks, and are we surprised that a man of wealth and power paid somebody in a non-disclosure agreement to hide it? This has been going on for hundreds of years. I mean, well, what's the story? I don't get it. What's the story?
If you ask a lot of Republicans out there, and I'm in that mix, they all say the same thing. The media, the left media, wants to go out there and kill this president left and right. That's what they tell you left and right. And,
right, meanwhile, they let Bill Clinton off the hook.
There you go. I tell you right now, I lived during the time doing talk shows. I don't remember Clinton getting destroyed by late night guys, the Jimmy Kimmels of the world and everything else on a day in, day out basis like Trump. Now, Trump is a disaster, and Trump made his own bed, so to speak, so lie in it. I have no sympathy for him either.
But that's regarding other stuff, not this stuff that's been going on for hundreds of years with presidents from both sides of the aisle and politicians from both sides of the aisle. Edward Kennedy, to just name one.
Well, how about John F. Kennedy? John F. Kennedy was hanging out with mafia girlfriends. I mean, nobody screwed around more than JFK. I mean, my God almighty. JFK, nobody more than him. So there you go.
And here's the thing on the college basketball. Again, I couldn't agree with you more. Chris, I don't need Jim Nantz, who I love, and I love Raph. I don't need them telling me that I just watched an epic game. I know an epic game as I'm watching it. I knew Kentucky Duke Mashburn versus Leitner was an epic as I'm watching it. I don't need somebody to tell me after a game it was an epic. That tells me right away it wasn't an epic. You don't need to tell a basketball fan you just watched an epic. They knew it going in.
100% right. And that one I give Steve credit for. Steve agrees. Good game. Not a bad little ball game, but
nice game.
Not an epic ball.
Nice game.
Did Cannell think it was an epic game?
No. I mean, he thought it was really entertaining, but I don't know if he would go to that level.
Has Danny heard of Carl Nicks?
Well, what are you attacking Danny for?
I'm just throwing it out there.
Probably not. I mean, I don't think he's focused. He's 44 years old. You think he's focused on 79 matchup there with DePaul and
all right, has he heard of Jimmy
Indiana State?
I'll give you another one. Has he heard of Jimmy Black?
Yeah, I think he probably should.
All right, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think
You've heard of Jimmy Black, right?
I sure have. Okay. North Carolina. Yeah.
Point guard.
Are you interested in the NIT? You hear the 4 teams that are coming to the Garden tomorrow?
Yeah, surprisingly enough, I know exactly who they are. Mississippi State,
Good
Utah,
job.
Western Kentucky, and who's the fourth one?
Penn State.
Penn State, right.
They'll probably bring some people out there. Is Penn State going to bring some people?
I will be.
Well, I know you're going to be there. You're here
Matt's-
already.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I did know that they're going to, what, 8,000-9,000 at the Garden?
What's that?
8,000-9,000 at the Garden?
Well, I think that would be optimistic, don't you? I think if they get 5 or 6, they'll be lucky.
That's a tough watch. And a Tuesday, and I'll tell you right now, I'm into the baseball. I'm surprised. I'm into the baseball right now.
Well, you should be. You do a show every day on television, national TV.
I faked it for 5 years. I'm into.
Sure, they'd love to hear that.
I'm into the baseball. I'm into right now.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's hard to believe that it's here in 3 days. I mean,
On the weather, it's 30 degrees. I woke. I got in a call this morning. It was 27
it was cold
degrees.
this morning. I heard it was nice. Now I've been out since 9:15, but
27.
Nice.
27 degrees.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's impossible. I read this Gehrig Ruth book. I got to give it to you.
You read the whole. How long was it?
I probably picked it up Friday afternoon. It was 258 pages, and maybe I picked it up Thursday, but I finished it last night. And guy did a great job.
Who wrote it?
I've never heard of him. Tony Castro. Okay, I don't know when he's going to come into New York. He lives in L.A., but he knew a guy who.
Did you learn some? I mean,
oh yeah.
So there's a lot that you were unaware of.
Well,
it was about their relationship primarily.
Yeah. A lot I knew, but the way he wrote it and the way he handled it, it was very, very. Gehrig's mother, what a pain in the neck.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to break up his girlfriend's.
She was a Badinsky, as they say.
God, what a pain in the neck. And Ruth is Ruth, and all the women, and all. I mean, Ruth is. Here's the bottom line.
Babe slept around, wasn't aware of that.
Did he ever? Here's the bottom line. Ruth and Gehrig didn't talk for 6 years, and Ruth showed up. The 27 Yankees, 13 of them, showed up at Lou Gehrig Day. And that's the first time.
So they hadn't talked in 6 years?
6 years since he retired. And Ruth said a couple of words at that day, gave him a big hug, and that was the end of it.
Wow.
And Gehrig knew that he had ALS, but he didn't want the whole world to know it, even the Yankees, because if that was the case, he was afraid that the Yankees would blow him off. He was making $37.5 that year, and he needed the money. Because he bought his bad investments and everything else. He wasn't that wealthy. And so he knew he was sick. He knew he was in big trouble. Probably didn't know he was going to die in 2 years.
Right.
But he wanted to make sure nobody else knew about it.
He kept the information.
He kept it private.
How was that possible? Didn't they have team doctors that had to be in on everything?
Well, the Mayo Clinic knew. The Mayo Clinic doctors know. But a lot of other people didn't know this. And everybody went to Yankee Stadium. They had no idea that day what was going on.
So
it's a good book.
When everybody went to Yankee Stadium,
nobody knew.
They knew that there was a problem, but they never knew that.
They knew Gehrig was retiring,
right.
But nobody knew. And Gehrig hated Ruth. You know why Ruth? You know what Ruth used to do all the time? He mocked the streak. Quotes all over hey, Lou, take a day off. Huh?
Oh, really?
You'd be much better off.
I didn't realize that.
Take a day off. What are you doing? Who cares about your stupid streak? Take a day off. Rest your legs. You're an old guy now. Take the day. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Oh, a lot of good stuff in it. You get a kick out of it.
Yeah, no, I'm interested.
Yeah.
Hey,
would you like to read that? Would you like to read that one? Maybe I'll bring it in.
It's good.
Because you normally know. And I got the new Elgin Baylor book. Oh, I'll be into this.
You just got it delivered?
Yes, and we have Armin Katane in next week with the
I
other
heard
writer.
about that.
We got Tiger, the new Tiger Woods book.
Well, you're in good shape.
So
Too bad you don't have a vacation coming up so you can knock those off in a couple
indeed.
hours.
So I will get the Tiger because Armin's in here next Monday with the other writer.
Next Monday?
With Jeff Benedict. You have to do it Monday, Steve, because I'm not here Tuesday and the Masters starts Thursday. So you can't do it Thursday. It's either Monday
You're not
or
on
Wednesday.
The air next Tuesday?
I am, but home.
Oh.
I can't have Armin in the studio. But again, if it's Villanova, Michigan, that championship game, get about a minute of people talking about it. Minute.
Only a minute? Is that it?
I'd be more wrapped up in the baseball. Well, the Yankees in Toronto, right?
Yeah. Kick things off north of the border. Not you'll get another injury. This is like a snowball.
Yeah.
Something will happen. Like Severino, something will happen. Pain in his elbow. Yeah, I'm expecting it.
The worst one, Severino would be the worst.
That'd be the worst.
The second one would be Sanchez. Because the Yankees don't have a catcher.
Yeah.
The second one would be a catcher.
Austin Romine doesn't get you going?
Severino out for the year.
Ugh, God.
Tommy John. Here we go.
Oh, thank you.
I don't wish for that. I don't.
That would be terrible.
That would be a rough one. Mattingly was good the other day.
Very good.
Did you hear him?
I sure did.
Okay, he did a good job, Mattingly. He made you could tell. He told Stanton, he was not in love with Stanton with the media in New York. Did you sense that?
Got that impression.
Oh, God. He said the okay. He was a little rough with that media.
Well, Donnie would know.
I am going to watch Stanton like a hawk.
You're hoping for like when the first series he goes to Fenway, right? For his first 12 with 7 Ks, and then he blows off the media. Oh, you can't wait.
As a DH when he doesn't play the outfield.
And then that'll be a lousy mood. Yanks 500 at the All-Star break.
Oh, boy.
So it's crumbling.
Your voice to God's ears. Here's Steve Torrey, Sports Bite, Mad Dog Unleashed.